What is going on, guys? It's Lost Souls. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to team build. This video is going to be directed more so towards VGC 2021 Series 10, but you can apply this to all formats. This is going to be, since VGC is doubles, it's going to be more focused on like doubles team building opposed to singles. I guess once I learn how to play singles, like competitively, I may do a video, but I just do VGC. So it's real simple actually to build a team. You choose 6 Pokemon. Like that's it. That's all you do is choose 6 Pokemon. Now, 3, 4, 5, 6. You choose 6 Pokemon. Each of them will have their own reasoning for being on the team. And I'm actually going to build a new team. Something that's kind of different. In Series 10, we can have a restricted Pokemon, but we're actually not going to start off building a restricted. What I want you to do is choose a Pokemon that you like. You know, this could be something as simple as Gengar, Charizard, Umbreon, Tyranitar, Sceptile, Ludicolo, Heatran. Could even be something like Dialga, Ho-Oh, Mewtwo, anything. Anything that's currently VGC legal. For me, I'm going to choose Alakazam. I don't know why. Alakazam. Because I like Alakazam. What you can do is you can put down little things that you know about it, and keep in mind, as you guys can see, we're just on our notepad. We're not pulling up any other application. We're not pulling up Showdown. We're not pulling up Google for like Cerebi or anything. So it's fast, amazing, special, a decent move pool for what it is. The inner focus ability. Overall, really good. It is pretty frail, but you know the way we're going to use it, we're just going to. Now the second Pokemon is going to be a Pokemon to support the first Pokemon. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose something that supports it. Some great examples would be like Dragapult, Lucario, you know, with the beat up Justified, Kyogre, Ludicolo, or like Groudon, Venusaur. You know, little things like that, they go together. And so basically you want to choose something that can support it. For us, we're going to choose Indeed Female. Has Follow Me / Fake Out support. Psychic Terrain. Great supportive move pool. Has a Ghost immunity. Shadow Rider. Base 85 speed stat. 252 plus speed equals 150. So has really great, just overall I think a great utility Pokemon to kind of help. So we got our first 2 mons, and it's only been like 3 minutes. So it's easy. You just choose a Pokemon that you think is supported. Now is where you start to get interesting. So you chose the first 2 Pokemon. I like to call these a core. You have 4 other Pokemon to choose from, and generally you're going to want to choose Pokemon that can either play off this core or that you can develop a core involving this. So a common thing could be like Weather, Tailwind, Trick Room, anything, or you could use do Stall, anything. We're actually going to go with Weather. So you're going to want a Weather Setter along with a Weather Sweeper. And what's cool about Weather Setters is each weather has its own deal. Sun, boost fire, decrease water, no charge for Soul Beam or Soul Blade, Chlorophyll, Solar Power, Rain, boost water, decrease fire, no for Hurricane or Thunder, Swift Swim, Rain Dish, Sand, Rock, 1.5 Boost, Special Defense, Non-Steel, Rock, Ground, take, I think it's 1/8 every turn. Hail, non-ice, take 1/8 max HP every turn. I don't know if it's HP, 1/8 or 1/16, I don't know. So these are just some things to keep in consideration. For us, this is, I think, would be a good idea for us to put our restricted. So Pokemon to play in a I don't know how to spell tile fashion. So we are going with Groudon. Great attack and defense. Great move pool. Sets up Sun through Drought. Overall, just really good. And then of course you're gonna want a sweeper. Your sweepers are gonna be something that can benefit off Pokemon that can benefit from the third Pokemon. So in a way, it's kind of like you have your second Pokemon that supports your first, and then instead of the fourth Pokemon supporting it, it's benefiting off of it. That's kind of how we're going with the weather. Now, of course, if we were running like a Tailwind team or like a hard Trick 'em, it would be a little bit different. But if you're not going for any kind of like archetype like that, like kind of just, kind of mixing it up a little bit, this would be the way of going about it. And so we're going to go ahead and put Venusaur. Venusaur has Chlorophyll, access to sleep, immune to sleep, decent resist. Has a few weaknesses, but overall not bad. Great move pool. Now we have our 4 Pokemon, and now we have 2 more slots. Now you're probably thinking, okay, we're going to add another Pokemon that can be versatile, and then a Pokemon that can support our benefit. Wrong. Well, kind of, sort of. What we're doing actually is we're going to implement a new, like a new mode. So a mode is basically, I consider like your win condition, and so this is going to be something that can either play off of these two, or that can play into it. I think an excellent would be an add-on to either modes. And I think Heatran. So it's really hard to like necessarily give it a title for what each Pokemon is. And once we have everything put together, I can kind of probably give a better. So Heatran, great special attack, great move pool, great defensive typing. Like honestly, Heatran has such great immune to fire attacks and special attacks, just in case for those. So let's look at our team. So we have alright, team composition. Spam, Alakazam, and Indeed, Suncore, Groudon, and Heatran. And so basically what you're going to want now is you're going to want a Pokemon that can pretty much round out the whole team. Round out the whole team. And this could be something as simple as Trick Room, Tailwind Setter. It could be something like Gastrodon's Water that protects your fire types, or just your team from any waters, anything. For us, we're going to go with Mimikyu. It has the Disguise ability, which completely, you for the most part, you ignore the first attack. You only take 1/8 of your max HP. Trick Room option, status moves. You have a decent move pool. Immune to Fake Out, slash all normal moves. So now that we have all of our 6 Pokemon, let's put them out. Alakazam, Indeed the female, Groudon, Venusaur, Heatran, and Mimikyu. Now, at first glance, this may look like a pretty random team, like, oh, you're just putting a Side Spam with Sun, with a Trick Room on, and honestly, that's what you're doing, but you could easily run a core like Alakazam plus Indeed, then you could run Groudon plus Venusaur, or you could run like Indeed female plus Mimikyu with Heatran and Groudon. You could run Venusaur. You could have Venusaur and Groudon with Indeed and female. And then you could possibly argue and put like Heatran in. You could then run a complete Sun core with so let's see, you could probably run Indeed female with Venusaur, Groudon in the back, or with with Groudon, then Heatran, or you could run Mimikyu and Groudon with Venusaur. So like, as you guys can tell, there's a couple of different modes, and your opponent is going to have to guess what is your win condition. So when it comes to team building, after I select my 6, I try to figure out what I want their items to be, because this gives me a good idea on like what I want their ability. So let's see, nature, IVs. Actually, we're going to copy just this. And what this does, this allows me to neatly look at my team composition and see everything that I have. And plus, we're using the export. We're using the exports to put in the showdown. So for Alakazam, I personally want to run a Choice Scarf. Indeed. So a lot of people are going to run and some people run Focus Sash from Alakazam. I'm actually going to put the Focus Sash somewhere else. Indeed, a lot of people run the Psychic Seed, which gives it a 1.5 special defense boost. But me personally, I just personally feel that having the Focus Sash on Indeed guarantees, like, it'll do something. Because you have Pokemon like Urshifu that can, like, Break Through, Protect, or some Pokemon with a high special attack or a high defense, where the special defense won't really make a difference. So that's why we're going to give Indeedee the Focus Sash. I don't know what I want to give Groudon or Venusaur. For Heatran, I'm going to go ahead and give it Choice Specs because it has a super high special attack, so the Choice Specs will help increase it. Then Mental Herb on Mimikyu. So the reason why we're giving Mimikyu the Mental Herb is, even though it's immune to Fake Out, it's not immune to Taunt, and Taunt prevents you from using any status moves, and so I just assume keep Mimikyu's status moves around. So for abilities, one thing you should always do is know what abilities your Pokemon has. And if you don't know, you can get on Showdown or like Google. You can just Google them and see. Alakazam has 3. It has Synchronized, which if you get like paralyzed, your opponent does, or burned. It has Magic Guard, which you won't take any damage from like weather or like spikes or anything like that. Or Inner Focus. I like Inner Focus because this guarantees Alakazam cannot flinch. Doesn't matter if it's Fake Out, Rock Slide, Dark Pulse, whatever, Alakazam will not flinch. Indeedee has Own Tempo, which it cannot be confused, and it's immune to Intimidate. It has I think so. I know it has Psychic Surge. I don't know what the other ability is, but we're gonna stick with Psychic Surge. I don't really use Indeedee like that. And so Psychic Surge sets up the Psychic terrain in all your Pokemon. So the entire field is immune to all priorities. So if you're non-grounded, which means you're a flying type or you're levitating, like levitate your ability, if you have either of those, you will not be affected by the terrain. So you can be hit with a priority move, but you don't get the benefits of the terrain. So like psychic types get like a 30% boost. Groudon's only ability is Drought. Sets up sunny days. Venusaur has Overgrowth, which when your HP is low, your grass moves are better. But I just assume run Chlorophyll because this will allow us to have a double boost in speed. Heatran has Flame Body, which gives your opponent a 30% chance to get burned, but they have to make contact, and I just assume have Flash Fire and don't have to worry about making contact and having the chance of them getting burned. Mimikyu's only ability is Disguise, whereas you have to break the disguise first, and if you hit the disguise, it'll break, and you take 1/8 of your max HP. Of course, if they have like Mold Breaker and other things, then you won't. Then it negates it. But for the most part, you don't really deal with that. All right. So you see EVs, Natures, and IVs. We're not gonna fool with that yet till it's time for damage calculations. What we're going to do is we're going to select the moves. You don't have to select all 4 moves. Just choose what you want your Pokemon to do. For instance, Alakazam has Expanding Force. And oh shit. Oh, I don't know. Wasn't me. And so under the Psychic Surge, boost psychic attacks, but Expanding Force gains a 1.5 boost. Now I don't know if that stacks with the 1.3 boost, but Expanding Force also becomes a spread move and just does so much damage. Then I also want to run Shadow Ball, because with this Choice Scarf, I want to make Alakazam much faster than Calyrex Shadow to possibly get that Oko on it before it can move. And then finally we have Dazzling Gleam, which it's pretty much for dark coverage, but like Pokemon like Urshifu that are like dark and fighting that have that 4 times weakness to Fairy, just overall good. And I don't know what I want the last move to be. So we'll just see here what we want it to do. When we put it in Showdown, we run calc, so we see what other move we'll use. Then Indeedee. I like to use Follow Me, Protect, Helping Hand. Now, a lot of people like to run Mystic Fire along with Expanding Force. Mystic Fire for Shed Ninja, but I like Shadow Ball. Psychic attacks are good, but I have Alakazam for that, so I don't need to have another Psychic attack. Having Shadow Ball, though, a lot of Pokemon don't expect Indeedee to run Shadow Ball, and so I think it'll become really beneficial for us if we're able to get that Shadow Ball off. Next we have Groudon. Groudon, I want to run Principal Blades, Fire Punch, and Rock Slide. Pretty standard. I don't know what I want the last move to be, because I don't know what item. If I run the Assault Vest, I can't run a status move. If I run a choice items, I don't want to run any status moves. I want to run an offensive move. So we're just gonna see what we put there. Venusaur, I like Protect, Sleep Powder. I like Weather Ball because whatever the weather is, that's the type it turns. And so if sun is up, Venusaur has a fire move, which is great against like Rillaboom and opposing Venusaurs. And then of course Sludge Bomb to hit them fairies and other grass types. But everything's subject to change, but this is what I like right now. Heatran. I like Flamethrower for stab, Flash Cannon for stab, Earth Power for stab, and I have no idea what I want the last move to be. Again, perfectly fine. You don't need to know everything about your Pokemon, and we'll eventually get to that. For Mimikyu, Protect, and Trick Room. I have no idea what I want these other 2 moves to be, so we're just going to leave them alone. So right now, for the most part, we have completely pretty much set up the team as far as like when I use my notebook, this is how I write my teams. We have our notes up here, what each Pokemon is like really used for, and so we've put everything together, and we'll bring everything down. So we have Alakazam, Indeed the female, Groudon, Venusaur, Heatran, and Mimikyu. Now, if anyone says, "Oh, you have double dark weakness," you have Alakazam and Indeedee, and Mimikyu, you're completely weak to Ghost. Well, Indeedee is actually immune to Ghost. Mimikyu is weak to Ghost, along with Alakazam, but I don't. People say, oh, you don't want to use double typing or like have them share many types or share weaknesses. But truthfully, if you play your team right, you won't have to worry about the weaknesses. I mean, yeah, some Pokemon will get knocked out easier, but if you play it right, you won't have to worry at all about your typing and just play it right. So, alright guys, that's the first part of the team building video. I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is exactly how I do it. I started off on a notepad or in my notebook, and I don't use any outside resources. I just simply go based on what I know and what I like about doing it this way. It helps you memorize things, and it helps you learn your Pokemon even better, and it helps you learn different little game plans that you wouldn't normally think of. And so, alright guys, I hope you guys liked today's video. Go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment below, and if you aren't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video.